Hello, retail traders. It is Saturday afternoon, and the date is July the 8th, 2023. And I want to talk about a company that really had a great run last week, the last couple of weeks, and it's RIVN, RIVN. And I'm really excited about this company in a way. I heard, heard yesterday that they're the number one selling truck in America right now, electric EV truck, that is, Rivian, and they're bound to hit production. So we're going to go over some of here's a website. It's the R1T, which is this one right here. Then you got the R1S. Then you got the fleet, which I think Amazon has picked up a bunch of these and took them to Europe. So that's a huge thing for them too. And being number one, it just sounds real good. It sounds like they're really starting to sell. They got a good sales crew. So we're going to go to I go to Wahoo Finance, kind of look up stocks when I need to. Look at the news. I like to always check the news. So Tesla, China EV truce. Okay, they're starting to have a price war over there. Sales of electric vehicles in the U.S. are accelerating. Rivian takes a big step forward. So it looks like it hits the 50,000 vehicle production target in 2023, which is very huge for that company. So yeah, so it's getting a lot of positive news right now. And we're going to go ahead and go straight to the ticker itself. Right here I've got the weekly time frame up, and I want to make it pretty simple. I tell people in the room, you don't need a boat to catch a fish. All you need to do is kind of just look at the time frame with a few moving averages. And right now we got the 51. We just run into the 51 here on the weekly, which could give it some resistance. With that said, if it does break that 51, which is going to be, somewhere in the range of, well, it's kind of hard to say. So I'm going to use a confirmation of each of their candles at that 51 and try to find some kind of resistance or support, which I find it right here. Whoop, got the wrong thing up there. Right on the bottom of these candles. These are a weekly time frame. Each one of these candles is a week long. And that runs right in that little support area right in here. Runs right into that 51. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a resistance. And if we break that resistance, we can climb up to these higher levels. And I think this can easily run up to the shoulder line of this two-headed snake, which is right around 34. Well, let's cut it back a little bit. Let's find a little resistance right here at 28.34, and then if that breaks, your third one's going to be right there at 34.20. Then you got this triple top for the final resistance, and that's right around 38. If it really starts to get up some momentum, now I think the EV sector will be on fire here for a little bit. So we're going to pull this up to the yearly now, and we're going to get kind of a glimpse of what we see on the year, and that's pretty much spot on. Here you got the shoulder line of this here two-headed snake right up there, and we just now 24.63 is going to be the resistance we have to break. If that 24.63 does not break, it can pull back and hit the 200 and right around $20 and be a very strong buy. If it wants to hold that 200 and keep this run going on up. The top of that candle, you got a gap, so that's what you call a gap play. And you'd want to put a red line support right there on top of that body of that candle and the bottom of that, and fill that in. I guess I had it right. Fill that in. And that area is going to be your solid support between 2168 and $22.99, around 23 bucks. So I'm going to set me an alert just in case this pulls back on Monday, because it's had such a great run. Okay, I call this irrational exuberance, and we hit that 51 EMA on the weekly, so that could cause it to pull back a little bit, consolidate, and then so you have two options: either going to hold that gap or it's going to fill the gap. That's 21.68 to 23 bucks. And if it breaks resistance come Monday, which is 24.63, and shows respect, what I mean by respect, if you get on the 1 minute candle and it shows respect to this 24.63 like it did most of the day yesterday, we had a triple bottom here in the close. It would have been a great scalp. So that's going to be your new support right in there to hold if you adjust it up. But 24.63, if you gain respect upon that and break this double top, boom, you're off to that next level. They're on that 20-day, yearly time frame of 28.34. So this is a good looking chart. I really think it's going to pull back and try to retest this top up in here. And if it retests that, that'll be positive for it to come back up, run and break a double top, and then run on up. So we have many options here to look at. It's either going to pull it back, in summary, so you're going to pull back and hit this first support at 23 and hold, or it's going to drop and be a stronger buy at 21.68 off that 200 SMA, run it back up to a double top. If that doesn't work, it'll break resistance of 24.63 and gain respect upon that number, run up and hit this lower support right here, which now becomes a very hard resistance at 28.34. So that's RIVN. It's really had a great run. Now many people will take their eye off the ball on a run like this, but I think this still can kind of consolidate and then come back up and retest that double top at 24.63. And that's it, retail traders. I wish everybody a great trading week. Yabba dabba doo. Keep a great eye on Tesla. It is my number one. And we definitely had a great pullback yesterday into this here sucker. And we called it off this here support level. Bounced it on up. Man, this was a great trade. And then she came back down. I didn't call the pullback. I did call the resistance. I said, it's time to take profit if you're in this trade. Why did I call it? Because we were at a head and shoulders. I'll draw it out here for you. Here's your head. And here's your shoulder line right here. So when it came back up and had a triple top break and retested that shoulder and had lower lows, I said it's time to take profit on this sucker because we're getting ready to pull back. And even I might have mentioned, I can't remember, we could even pull back, which I have mentioned many times every day, pull back to the day lows. Triple bottom or the day low. So there you go. You got that double bottom. This could be right out of the gate, or we could have another pullback and play the bounce on it. But Tesla, great production. So I'm going to put RIVN right behind Tesla when I go to trading these stocks. And have a great day, retail traders. The sneaky snake trading strategy, where we try to be in the now, trade chart patterns and moving averages. And I think that's about it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell. I'm live every day on YouTube showing charts for the beginners. The novice, there is like a 15-second delay on YouTube due to Janet Jackson. If you remember what happened, what she did back in the day with her old titty flop on the Super Bowl. But after that, everything got delayed. Well, have a great day, retail traders.